Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and today on the bench I have something I'm really excited about. It's from Kyosho, and it is their Trail King. Now, this was announced and released several months ago, but I'm just now getting around to getting one. Our hobby shop didn't stock them, so I had them order me one because I really want to do a monster tank with this. And in Richmond at the Showtime group, they race monster tanks, and I was trying to get my hands on one that was already put together. Being lazy, but you know what? We're going to do it the old-fashioned route. We're going to have to build our own, and this is a great starting platform for that. It's got the tracks already on it, and gives us a good basis. I've also seen some pictures and stuff, drawings and things like that down at Digger's Dungeon of a wild tracks. Looked like they were planning maybe some kind of a Gravedigger version of a monster tank, and I have some interest in trying to recreate that. And getting some help with designing the body and printing that for me. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But regardless, this seems like a really fun vehicle to have anyway. And we'll show you guys how this thing works and operates here and take it out of the box and get a good look at it. So let's do it. This is everything that you get with it, which isn't bad. Get your radio here, tracks, each independently controlled, forward, reverse. Yeah, power on, off. Some different reverses and switches here we'll look into. Bind button. Batteries go in the back. Trainer mode. This is probably used for planes as well, something like that. You do get a charger. I will not be using this charger. It's a USB charger, and it will take all night to charge this battery with that charger. I think the directions say 11 to 12 hours or something like that. So, yeah. Won't want to use that. You do get an instruction manual here. Tells you about all of this, using it. How to bind, all of that if you have to for whatever reason. It does tell you your charge times in here. If you look right here, it does say 10 to 11 hours with this charger. So, we'll be using our quick charger that we have to charge this battery. Get it up to speed real quick. Now, let's look at the Trail King. It's a 1/12 scale. It's got some suspension to it. You can see it working there a little bit in the front here. Looks like you got screws here to be able to take the body off, and some body clips here, which we'll try and remove. Those two body clips let you remove the body real easily. Inside of here, there is a scale interior and steering wheel. And if you take off these screws, you can put a little driver in there if you want. I may try to use all of these pieces here for the build that I do for mounting it on everything as well, and then trying to mount it and screw it onto this little piece so that I can use the interior for my drivers and all that. So we'll see. Very, very simple and minimalist design. Big open tub chassis here. You can put your battery in there. You can see your plug is right there. On-off switch in the back. You've got these working LED lights in the rear as well. Right here, as well as two in the front. These will be white, the rears will be red. The tracks are really wide. I'm kind of curious if anybody makes a narrower track for this, because there's no reason for it to have to be this wide because of where the wheels sit. Feels like you could just trim this off even and get a little bit smaller tread that would look more like a monster tank. And I'm curious about that. If we just trimmed it off right there. Inside you can see how the transmission and the gears and everything work in there. It's kind of an interesting setup. Move the camera in closer here. You can see you've got two 370 motors here, both of them having their own kind of transmission gears below that is working, and it comes out to a gear that's here, uses a chain then to drive the front, and that's where it powers from, is right here in the front. It does have suspension in here to a degree. You can see them moving independently. So you do have a little bit of shock action going on in there to absorb the ground as you roll over it. It does have, you can see the tracks here, how it digs into the ground. The nice thing is the surface area that it covers for going over sand and things like that. And you've got like your ESC and stuff inside of here. All of the hardware that I'm seeing on this is Phillips. So you will need a Phillips driver if you want to get in and work on stuff in here. Let me go ahead and take this off and just take a quick look inside. I'm planning to hopefully go brushless with this thing. That is a goal of mine, as well as maybe seeing what other gear options there are. I know that there is a metal pinion gear available. I'm curious what other gears might be able to go metal as well. So tucked in here, you can see the kind of little rat's nest that makes all of this work. The cables coming off of this motor. These motors are coming in through the side here. And there's a receiver here. So I would like to get this moved over to one of my Spectrum Ruggeds and mix it all in. That's a goal of mine, so that I'm not running the stick controller, because it's really hard to film with a stick controller. That is the main reason. If I can get to one-handed steering, I can make a whole lot more videos. That's one of the problems that I've had with my semi-truck, is that it's really hard for me to film it. Anyway, that's good enough for now. I do want to see if we got any little bit of charge on this battery. Go ahead and put it in here before we charge it up and get you a little run video here. But just on the bench, maybe see the lights and stuff like that on. The power on the controller, because also you just never know. I don't know if I'm on the on switch or not. Looks like I was off. There we go, flip it on. You can see the headlights are on. So, oh, it is working. We got some power. Never a smart thing to do this on the bench, but I trust myself. I've operated some tanks before, and so I kind of am used to it. It is a little more touchy than the tanks, and there's definitely more speed for this particular vehicle. So I'm excited. Definitely has a little bit more speed than I expected from it. Let me just back it up here. We'll give it a quick run here. Yeah, maybe long-term endurance it won't, but initial startup seems pretty quick, at least for here on the bench. So let's go ahead and cut to some footage of it running outside and show you guys how this thing operates. But I'm pretty impressed with it, I'll say that, to wrap up this unboxing section of it. All right, so here's a couple of my quick thoughts after driving this. A lot of fun. I do have some broken stuff in here because I've dropped this several times. I need to get a little lanyard here. I've got some I need to put on it. Hard to film and drive at the same time with this joystick, and so I need to get it over to a mixed on my 5 Rugged. But one of the things that I noticed is that for steering, the easiest way to steer it is to not use the brake at all. Don't pull down on the stick, just let go of it, and it'll kind of keep moving. It won't pivot as fast. It'll kind of do a gradual turn like that, and you can get much better control. But if you pull down, it spins, and then trying to get it going where you want again is tough. So if you just let go of the stick, it's much more gradual and easier to line things up and make miniature adjustments as you're trying to line things up like that. So the second you pull down on one of the sticks, it gets really tricky. So that's one thing to note. Other than that, I had the tracks come off a few times. They pop on real easily. Climbing curbs I found you could do if you hit it at an angle. Getting sticks in here is kind of problematic. You want to be mindful of that. But overall, it's a lot of fun, and I think brushless will make it even more fun, get more speed behind it. But I definitely think that having it on a wheel and turning down your rates will really help with control, because you don't want it to make big, fast, sweeping adjustments like that you can't control. The second you use the down, especially if you're trying to go straight like racing we do, the second you pull down, you're gonna be pointing the wrong direction. So just letting go, if you do use the stick controller, is the way to get little miniature steering adjustments like that to line that up. So that's it. Really fun little blizzard, and I think we're getting low on battery. I've been running it for a while now, just having fun trying to get better and better at the control of it. And once I figure out that little trick of just letting it kind of let go of one of the sticks for turning, it's way better. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.